Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Glenn's Vinyl Records. Today's video is about ECM Records. This is my third ECM Records video on my channel, and today I want to do one which I think are the 10 greatest ECM records in my opinion from my collection. I've done another video which shows the first 100 releases on the ECM label, and that's been my highest viewed video on the channel. I think it's had 1100 views now. And then I did another one showing more titles that weren't in the first 100 releases, and that's had 650 odd views. So I think there's a lot of people out there that like ECM Records as a label. So today's video, the 10 greatest ECM records that I have in my collection, in my opinion. Your view might be different, and if you want to list your 10 in the comments section, please do, because I'd like to see what other people consider the top 10 ECM records. So I'm going to start it off today with number 10. Enrico Rava, The Pilgrim and the Stars. This is a great record from Rava. I've got probably 6 or 8 of his records on ECM, and they're all fantastic. This one has Rava, of course, on trumpet, John Abercrombie on guitar, Pally Danielson on bass, and John Christensen on drums. Yeah, great record. Probably his best, in my opinion, that he did for ECM. And it was released in 1975. Just an interesting thing about the 10 records I'm showing today, a few facts, interesting facts. John Abercrombie appears on 3 of them, 3 of the 10, and Jack DeJohnette also appears on 3 of the 10 records. And as far as decades when they were released, there's one from the 90s, it was actually 1990. Then there's 3 from the 80s and 6 from the 70s. Okay, we'll move on with number 9. Mark Johnson, Bass Desires. This was released in 76, and it's a fantastic record from start to finish. Mark Johnson is on bass, the leader, and there's 2 guitarists, Bill Frisell and John Schofield, with Peter Erskine rounding out playing the drums. Fantastic quartet. That's the guys on the back there. And that's a very enjoyable album. Highly recommend getting this if you haven't heard it. Fantastic track. Samurai Hee-Haw is a great one, as well as Mojo Highway, but they're all good. So that's number 9 on my list. Number 8 is a Keith Jarrett album, and it's probably not the one you're expecting. You're probably thinking of the Colne concert, but I chose something different. I chose this one, the Survivor Suite from 1977. When I want to listen to some Keith Jarrett piano, this is the one I normally go to the most. It's 2 side-long tracks, the Survivor Suite beginning, which is all of side 1, and the Survivor Suite conclusion, which is all of side 2. And here with Keith is Dewey Redman on tenor sax and also some percussion, Charlie Hayden's on bass, and Paul Motion on drums. Jarrett also plays soprano sax, bass recorder and celeste on this record, as well as the piano, and it's fantastic. Very enjoyable record to listen to. So that's number 8. Number 7 is one that was only pressed on vinyl twice. There's a Japanese version and a German version, and it's Bengt Berger, Bitter Funeral Beer. This band actually became a band called Bitter Funeral Beer after this, but this was a lead record by Bengt Berger. A total of 13 musicians playing on this, including Don Cherry, who plays pocket trumpet. And getting expensive now to try and find this on vinyl, and mine is actually a promo copy, and it's basically in mint condition, but the music is fantastic. There's a track here, the title track, Bitter Funeral Beer, and it says here, the voices of women of Kandar village crying at the funeral of a small child are heard on Bitter Funeral Beer. They sing that the child did not know how to live and ask the dead to help it. So some photos on the back there of the people in the village, and it's just great. It's got a tribal African feel, but it's one of the greatest jazz records of all time, I think. Bengt Berger, Bitter Funeral Beer. That comes in at number 7. Number 6 is Chick Corea, and obviously Return to Forever. This is before he put together the band Return to Forever that put out great albums like Romantic Warrior. Here, this one was done in 1972, and it features Joe Farrell on flute and soprano sax, Chick Corea on electric piano, Flora Purim on vocals and percussion, Airto Moriera on drums and percussion, and the great Stanley Clarke on electric and double bass. And that's just a brilliant record, an iconic record from Chick Corea. So that comes in at number 6. Number 5, Jack DeJohnette, Directions Untitled. This is a really good one. This version here I have is a Japanese yellow label pressing, and it's recorded and released in February of 1976. Jack DeJohnette is on drums, John Abercrombie appears on electric and acoustic guitars, Alex Foster, tenor and soprano saxophones, Mike Richmond on bass, and Warren Bernhardt on piano. And on the back there's a photo of Mina, Jack's daughter, there as well, standing next to Mike Richmond on the bottom step. And interestingly, the picture up top here of Warren Bernhardt, he wasn't there for the photo shoot, so they photoshopped his picture into the top there. It looks like he was looking out through the window. But that's a great record. Flying Spirits and Vikings Are Coming, Struttin', Morning Star. Just a brilliant, fantastic record from Jack DeJohnette. Number 4 is by Dave Holland. I was tossing up whether to put in, what's the other one, Conference of the Birds. That's a great one by Dave Holland as well. But I chose this one, Extensions. And this was only pressed on vinyl once, so very hard to find. And this is an original German pressing. And the band here is fantastic. Dave Holland on bass, Steve Coleman on alto sax, Kevin Eubanks on guitar, who really steals this record. His guitar work on here is brilliant. And Marvin Smitty Smits on drums. And yeah, brilliant. Nemesis, Processional, Black Hole, The Oracle, Colour of Mind. 2 compositions by each Kevin Eubanks, Dave Holland and Steve Coleman. Each contribute 2 songs to this, and it's a great record. If you haven't heard this, you really have to check it out. That's why I've got it quite high on my top 10 at number 4. Dave Holland Quartet, Extensions. Number 3, had to have a Terry Rypdal record, and I chose this one, To Be Continued. It's a trio with Terry, Miroslav Vitaus from Weather Report on acoustic and electric bass and also piano, and Jack DeJohnette on drums again. These guys here are off on another planet. They're just soaring out into the universe. This is brilliant music. Maya, the first track, 10 minutes. To Be Continued, the title track, 9 minutes. And everything just flows from one to the other. Amazing music. Terry Rypdal, To Be Continued. And number 3. Number 2. Bennie Maupin, Jewel in the Lotus. This is a fantastic record. Basically 60% of the Headhunters here. Bennie Maupin on reeds, voice and glockenspiel. Herbie Hancock piano, and it's got Bill Summers on percussion as well. So that's the 3 guys from the Headhunters. But you also get Charles Buster Williams on bass, Frederick Waits on drums, Billy Hart on drums, Charles Sullivan plays trumpet. It's a fantastic spiritual jazz record, and can't describe the feeling you get by listening to this. You really have to listen to it. It's a fantastic record. Just came out recently on ECM's Luminescent series as a reissue, so pretty easy to get now if you want to get it. But this is my original Japanese yellow label version from 1974, Bennie Maupin's Jewel in the Lotus. That's at number 2. Number 1. Anybody guess? John Abercrombie, Timeless. This is one of the greatest jazz rock fusion records of the 70s. It's got John Abercrombie guitar, the great Jan Hammer from Mahavishnu Orchestra, and then he would go on to form his own group, the Jan Hammer Group. But here he's on this record, and his compositions, Lungs and Red and Orange, are fantastic. There's 2 by him, and then the other 4 are John Abercrombie compositions. But the record really rocks. It's fantastic from start to finish, and I never get tired of listening to this. So this is my number 1 ECM record in my collection. And as I said, if you want to put in the comments what you consider your 10 favourites, that'd be very interesting for me to look at. And please subscribe to my channel, because I've got some great videos planned coming up. And give this one a like as well if you can. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.